Hey everybody, Doug here from 2 Plus Tough. Welcome to part 3, our first milestone segment for painting our Conquest First Blood League. So this is our third video. Just to give a quick recap, we can hang out here and paint whatever you like, grab whatever models you have, feel free to ask questions about any game system. Worst I can say is I've never heard of it. But for this couple of weeks, we've been painting up the 0 to 400 points of Conquest First Blood. The Conquest First Blood being the skirmish game by Bellum, and I absolutely love it. And so for 400 points, this is our last thing we have to do, which is today's project, 4 Men-at-Arms. But to give a brief review, we've gotten 6 Men-at-Arms done here. And then we got 4 crossbowmen, and then a lord with his 2 guard, which I've used Men-at-Arms models because I had a few extra, but I painted them black with these nice purple shields just to make them a little bit different. So yeah, and then we're gonna do all the basing together at the end because I want to use a few different things, and I wasn't quite sure, so I wanted to do it all at once to make sure it like vibed, you know. So we'll start with these guys. Let's pick some colors out. Let's see. Kind of keeping in mind the ones I had done last time. And let's see. I did start like 2 or 3 minutes early, so if people are not quite here yet, that is a-okay. Let me know if you can hear and see me all right. That would be immensely helpful. And if at any point the music gets too loud at all, please give the word for that as well. Because sometimes the lo-fi station gets a little out of hand. Let's see, let's grab some colors here. Let's do an orange. I feel like orange is a easily forgotten color. Skin. Jacaro orange. I see in the comments here, Retoyo Blom, 8 more days. I'm not sure what that means, but cool. Whatever happens in 8 days, I'm sure it'll be a blast. Okay. So this weekend I am traveling with the missus. We are going to a romance convention. If you don't know, my wife is a romance author. And just an indie author on her own, and she's really cool. It's been an exciting journey. And so these little, I mean, I call it a convention. It is a convention, but she's going specifically as like a showing off her books and meeting her readers in person. It's pretty cool. So I'm excited for that. It'll be a good little adventure outside of the house. My gosh, I feel like we haven't left in forever. Nothing like some Conquest. That is right, Nick. Let's see. And we're going to build up some orange here on our boy. And let's see. He's wearing an overcoat as well. Just got here. What game system are we painting today? This is still Conquest First Blood. The next big project you will see starting next week for me is going to be Horus Heresy. I have to paint about 60% of an army in about a week and a half for my Sons of Horus. But right now we still got the Conquest. I'm still waiting on my... I did a group order, so I'm waiting on some stuff to arrive via a buddy. I'll tell you what, we'll make this blue guy. No, this one. Here we go. Make his shield quartered with orange. I don't think I'll have any orange on his armor though, because I don't want him to look like a Denver Bronco. It's a U.S. football team, in case you didn't know if you're listening from the UK. 50 blades of corn. Are you writing the Warhammer reversion to 50 Shades? You know, only with my actions. But no, not the written word. Let's see. Good lore video this morning, Doug. Zinch is always happy. Oh yes, thank you. Yeah, I just had a bit of a mental block when it came to firing up the lore for Zinch. I was like, I kind of kept thinking like, man, maybe I want to use some of the existing stuff I have. Then after a while, I was like, no, I really just want to redo it. Hans, hey, I see a live stream instantly clicked. I'm under the shower right now after all. Modular Dwarven Castle. Oh, cool. That'd be rad. I just made the jump to Conquest. It's been so nice assembling minis with options and ball joints after 90% monopose. Yep. I like it. I mean, I think a lot of the newer kits have a lot more of that versatility. Like some of these older 100 Kingdoms and Spyro ones. Though, I mean, they can move the arms around, but there's not nearly as much, I don't feel. But yeah, dude, when you get into some of the newer things they've been cooking, you're just like, this is what it's supposed to be. There we go. I think that'll do well for the orange without him looking like a Bronco. Always hate monopose. See, I'm actually the other way. I don't mind monopose models as long as there's a bunch of poses. What I don't like is monopose heroes. Because to me, the hero needs to be a thing that you can like customize and make unique and stuff like that. More importantly to me. And so when it is monopose, especially, you know, my main army is Bone Splitters. 6 of the exact same big boss lunging forward. One of those models is amazing. 6 of them is called a disappointment. Oh yeah, nothing like a fresh bottle of Vallejo model color. And these guys are going to have some black on them, but it's going to be very minimal just because I don't want to pull away from the bodyguards. But I thought black on, like, we'll get a little Halloween-y with it with this guy with the orange. But all of my insignia heraldry decals that I have are white, so I need darker colors to pop them off of. So yeah, we'll just knock that out. Paul, I've been thinking of picking up Conquest. GW needs some competition. I couldn't agree more, and I think that they are a wonderful competition. Very consumer focused. Actually, I've decided, even though there's some blue on his shield, I'm going to go make this guy an orange outfit as well. We can fix the blue half of the shield later if we want, but it's occurring to me that I only had so many outfit color to rotate through, so I wanted them to be colorful and also not uniform. And so I'm like looking at it, I'm like, well, it's the color I definitely have the least of, so let's do that. And yes, I do think, Paul, it is a wonderful game in addition to just GW needing some competition. A lot of people really like their rank and flank version of the game. For me, rank and flank was never a thing that I had like a nostalgia tie to, and so it doesn't grip me the same way, but plenty of folks love it. For me, their skirmish version, First Blood, which you can get into for $50. It's like, hell yeah. Plus the one area where there is no competition, Parabellum just wins, like without question to me, is Army Builder Amps. If you guys haven't experienced it, like, if you go to the Parabellum website and you try to build an army, imagine this, okay? You select the units. If there's anything wrong with the list builder, you can go to their Discord and immediately talk to their tech guys to like figure out the issue, because they have amazing customer support. The entire crew like has Discord open all day. It's insane. But on the list builder, you build your army, and then at the bottom it collates all of the army rules, universal special rules, and every single thing that you need. So if you're like, this guy attacks with this profile, his weapon has brutal impact. What does that mean? Just flip to the back, it's all in alphabetical order, brutal impact. And I was just like, my god, dude, nobody has come close to creating a list builder that is as helpful at not only literally making your list, but also like preparing you for the game you're about to play, like a cheat sheet, a hobby reference tool, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, man, they win that. And when it comes to rules, knowing is 9/10 of the battle. Now with the other guys, I went with a much brighter steel. This time we're going to go with something darker. Again, these aren't going to be like specific, each guy's to a specific unit or anything like that. They're going to jumble up, so I want them to have a little bit of diversity both in color and metallics. The list builder in one page. Oh, yes, that's a similar one, yep. Fallout has an amazing app, but you have to pay for all the features. I was a subscriber for a while and I liked it. It got to be too much. Like, I tapped out. We talk about rules bloat with 40k, and while there wasn't, I don't think, rules bloat with Fallout, there was certainly, I don't know, reference material bloat. Like, because you don't have to have all the items and stuff that are available to you. But when you buy a new season or a new pack of things, it's exciting too. And all of that just really adds up. Let's see if I got a better brush for this. Not really. I need to go brush on. I need to go buy some new brushes for myself. Okay, I'm catching up on the questions here, everybody. I'm sorry. Nick Smith, I'm just finished watching your Why I'm Excited to Play War Machine, or about War Machine video, debating on finishing up my collection of Grimkin. I say yes if you like the models. It seems I learned a whole bunch of stuff from when I recorded that video that, like, I misunderstood what they meant by 3D print assistance. They're just going to have other companies do it for you, but it costs the same to you. I don't know, man. I think they're done. I think they're toast. Because then the first round of things that they sent out to people, from what I understand, were largely duds. They're bad prints. In many ways, I do believe, this is just me speaking out loud without knowing anything about life, the universe, or anything. I think companies just really struggle to understand what it is people like and how much of a human element is there. Meaning, we like Duncan, we like Luis from Warhammer, we love Peachy when he was doing things. Like, we fall in love with people, not necessarily corporations, right? And so when Privateer drove away a lot of its original designing crew and stuff, it drove away a lot of the people who love those guys and girls. Let's see. I did my first Conquest demo of Conquest on Tuesday, and it was great. Awesome. Were you giving the demo, or did you try the game? Happy either way. Glad you had fun. It's a good time. Catch the fever. Okay. Doug, you see the James Workshop video addressing how bad they messed up the Leagues of Votan? Oh, I thought it was well done. If you're going to announce something like that, have some fun with it. That's cool. I mean, you know, what a way to address people's concerns without, like, having egging in your face. You just make it a joke. Can't win them all. I saw someone online saying, like, this is why you should never don't ever buy these, like, early boxes or whatever, because it incentivizes the company to have broken rules. I'm like, it's not like a game where pre-ordering, you know, you pre-order the game before it fully exists or anything like that. It's like, no, I mean, it's in a box, it's all printed, it's right there. No reason anybody can't just buy them. Let's see. Hey, got a bunch of highs. Hello, everybody. I'm gonna skip ahead because I'm missing a whole bunch of questions and I feel so bad for it. Paul, I've been collecting GW stuff since 1987. Been a fan of GW mini prices. Yeah. That's awesome. I was wondering, when do we need to get our 400 points posted to make it on the roundup video? October 3rd is kind of when I'm hoping to do that video. I'm gonna say the 3rd, and with the understanding that there's a chance that it'll get picked up on the 4th if it's all ready to go. But yes, if you are joining me for the Conquest Paint-Along League like I'm doing right now, on October 3rd, I'm basically... I created a hashtag. It's hashtag Conquest Tough, I think is what it was. It's on my Twitter. I'll have to go check. And the channel here, if you scroll down the community tab. But I'm going to be taking pictures of people post online with that hashtag, creating a roundup video, just chatting about people's paint schemes and stuff. If you would like to be a part of that, check the community tab for details. Have you yet to see anyone post a video with the fallen divinity in their army? Well, to be fair, that thing's expensive as hell, and not everyone who does battle reports is... It's not the life you get into if you want to swim with money. Good. Let's see. Token bloat. Electman, question for you, Doug. How well versed are you in the art of kit bashing and converting? Minimally. I want to model my Zangor as humans for my Zeech, and I'd like some inspiration for what to use as a basis. I want to model my Zangor as humans. Can you explain that? Why not just use the Acolyte kit? As like Zeechy humans, if only we had those. So I don't think I'm understanding what you're trying to achieve. But I can help in any way that I can. I just need a better understanding of what's the project. Because if you're looking for Zeechy stuff, I would honestly look at the Corvus Cabal models. If you're looking for bits and stuff like that, they got all the bird heads and junk. They could make for some really cool Zeech alt sculpts. Did we get this guy's legs? We did. Okay. Hey Doug, what's the name of your cats? Yeah, so our big fat floofy one is Finn. We got him when we lived in the Seattle area. And then just this summer, we got our second one, Gracie, who's sort of the more white, lithe one. And we got her because my mom had to move out of her place, and basically we adopted her. Her husband passed away this summer, my stepfather, and so it was kind of his cat, and so we decided instead of it going to the vet or something, we would take her in. So now she's ours. They're the best. They got along real well. Maybe Carrick Acolytes. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Cooey Monster. Hey Doug, how is Conquest doing in your local scene? Number of players, accessibility of getting games. Let's see. I think they're... So, we're in a bit of a flux right now. So most of the people who play Conquest locally are about 40 minutes away, which is not normally a problem, but they're just getting into the game. I went to an event... Oh god, at the beginning of the summer. It feels like an eternity now. Where it was like a one-dayer, and that was to let everyone know how long rounds take, basically just to get used to the game. And at that event there were... I mean, there was at least 12 of us. And that was from like a local QC Gaming, which is like the Quad Cities, Midwestern area kind of gaming group. So like there was more of them. So I know it's really big over there in the Quad Cities. So if I wanted to get a game, I mean, I can get a game at any time. I got 2 Vanguards locally. Probably local scene altogether, within an hour radius. Maybe 20-something, 25 people. Half of which at least are ready to go to events. Everyone's kind of in the process of, now that the TO guys have a more understanding of how the game, what the tempo of the game is and like where rounds end, and then everybody else has just finished building their things, because they were still like half built when we played the one-day event. Like I had a fully built army in the Dueg home, and that was a unique thing. Some people had their fully painted stuff, but that's because they've been playing Conquest for forever. But yeah, so RTDs, as soon as that gaming group, the Q City group, which I'm in their Facebook group, but I'm not like a active part of it. Whenever they are painted up and ready to start doing stuff, I know that they have a mind to build out the Midwest League quite a bit with Conquest. They really enjoy it. Not a single one of them had an interest in AOS, but they were like, when this came out, we were like, what the heck is that? And then they got a free demo at Adepticon, and apparently they've been hooked since last year. But they're slow builders and painters, which I respect. Yeah, that's not an exact number, of course. I'm just off the top of my head, but from how many people I knew of the group showed up physically and were there, to how many folks in addition to that I've seen posting that they got Conquest stuff online, I think it's somewhere in there. It's a good group. Nick Smith, that is the problem with the Legion community, still having to switch to AMG, just don't have the same love for Legion. No, I haven't heard anything like that. I know it's really taken off in our area. Like after I've already sold off my droid army, I got suckered back into it by my buddy Jeremy. And he's like, I have the droids, do you want them? I was like, sure, I'll just do a quick Geonosis scheme so I can play it painted. My only reason I got out of Legion the first time is because there were some not fun people playing it locally. And then the game kind of spread into other stores where there's communities that I do like. So I was like, oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, I want to use the War Scroll for Zangors, but I'm not a fan of their Beastman look. So I want to kitbash something more human, but distinct enough from Acolytes that they don't blend together. Let me think about that. Let's see. I just had a thought, but let me see if it's a dumb thought before I say it out loud. Okay. Okay, hear me out. This would be a lot of work, but you're not choosing the easy mode. So, what if you did something like Blood Warriors, and you could also go, because the most Space Marine things will fit these guys, just given their scale. So what if you went onto one of those bit sites and found like bird helms, replace all these corn helms with bird ones. Now we just have big burly birdmen, for lack of a better term. And then on a few of them, you'll have to go through and carve out the corn symbols, or you can fill in with green stuff and just literally lay a Tzeentch symbol on top of it. But I mean, and the reason I point this out is because they are bigger and burlier than Acolytes. Acolytes would be closer to a Blood Reaver, where they don't have any armor or anything like that on top of them. Like, so that's why I didn't go that route. But those would work too, I suppose. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something that's visually distinct, so you could be like, these are Zangor, and they look very different from Acolytes. So that was my thought. Hope, yes, it does convey. Yep. And yeah, I would definitely suggest, if you would, no matter what kit you use as the chassis, so to speak, Corvus Cabal does have a lot of cool bits for anything like that. Yeah, Electman, all of these kits that people are mentioning, as long as the base sizes are right, if you got a bunch of Corvus Cabal, which the Disciples of Tzeentch can't take because they can't take a Tzeentch mark, so already they stand out as a unique unit. But if you go the extra mile and make them look cool, give them all the right Zangor size bases, and then you just splashed in bits with any Chaos Undivided stuff, the Dark Oath warbands, any of the Warcry warbands, the new stuff that's coming out for Underworlds, just random crap. You'll have a pretty good time. Just do whatever. Without absolute truth, everything is permissible, and then just go make crazy color combinations that don't make any sense. I mean, it's Tzeentch. Every color combination makes sense, in my opinion. The only thing that doesn't make sense is a nice, well festooned and orderly Tzeentch army. Let's see, I like the coherency rules in Star Wars Legion. I agree. They have some of the best movement and shooting rules because of just their simple Like, they just read well. I don't know how else to say it. I always feel like whenever I read their rules, I know what you said, and also I know what you're trying to say. Like, there's a simplified version of like, oh, okay, so I can't move here and go over this thing. I get to choose. Got it. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks to you and everyone. Thank you so much, buddy. That means the world to me. So glad you found the discussion of value, and thank you to an awesome community that adds value to others. What other problems we got, folks? What else can we solve? Sadly, my Middle Earth trolls got... Oh, hell, doing the tax things? Bummer. That's another game system that seems to be doing very well for itself. Hear a lot of enthusiasm from the Middle Earth crowd. Always great to hear. Would have been a really easy time for Games Workshop to work alongside Amazon. I don't think they ever did. I just haven't seen anything about the new show represented in the range or by Games Workshop. So I assume they're just very different license holders, which is fine, but it's like, okay, Bezos, if you're not going to cut GW in, where's your miniatures game? Let's see you do better, corporate overlord. Please don't start making miniature games, Jeff Bezos. My heart. My soul. Hey, Doug. Can you solve my problem of being sick of painting my KO, but then coming up with more Kitbash allies to the force? Leagues of Votann has caused problems. It's caused problems all around. So you're just jumping into the crowd, my friend. I can't. I'm just gonna settle that right now. I can't get you over your painting funk. But what I can do is KO lore videos to get you excited. I don't know, that's my one trick. I'm a very one trick pony here on 2+ stuff, and that's it. That's the one. That's okay. Or I can get you excited about a different army so that you have the same problem, greater debt, and it's just a different paint scheme that you're upset about not wanting to do. I'm from people's comments when I meet them in person, I'm apparently really good at that too. See people play Song of Ice and Fire a year ago. Does anyone still play it? We have a local store that has it on the shelf, but I don't know. I've never seen anybody pick it up. Now, my understanding with that is it's not the same era as the HBO show, right? Well, I guess they have a new one now, but it's not the same thing as either of those. much of a fan of that one. I just couldn't get into it. Watched the first season and I was just like, eh. You're not cool for killing Sean Bean. Everyone kills Sean Bean. Took you guys a whole season. Equilibrium did it in the preamble. Come on. Dazzle me, HBO. The game and the books. Good call. I have to go rewatch. I got Dreckie Flint novel and it got me through the last funk. Oh, good deal. I'm also working on Fire Slayers. That's funny. I'm just waiting on some paints to dry here, and then we can throw on some washes and get to it. What else do we need to do for these bad boys? Well, we need to, for a few of them, pick out the faces. So no face, no face. A little bit of a face, no face. Okay. Heard Ice and Song of Fire has some pretty good mechanics. Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. No disagreements. Viridian Forge. Oh, thank you so much. Toss a coin to your YouTuber and all that. Willie isn't here, so I'll plug for everyone. Thank you so much, buddy. That means the world to me. So, let's see. Oh, I got news for everybody. So, okay. I have talked before about how I'm not the biggest fan of 40K at the moment. However, I am going to be picking up a 40K army on the cheap, and by on the cheap I mean trading away some things in my closet to fund it for Space Marines, because they're the cheapest thing that everybody else has in their closets. And I'm going to be doing some White Scars, which I am quite excited for, actually. Is that what I used? I am excited about them. Basically, I wanted to have a very simple Space Marine army to be able to play with some new friends that I made locally. And you know, we're doing a full cultural exchange and everything. I'm playing AOS with them, and they're playing AOS with me, and I'll play 40K with them, kind of a thing. So that's rad. But I wanted something that has a very simple scheme and that I know how to paint. And ever since I painted those Knights Excelsior Stormcast, I was like, oh man, I actually really enjoy painting white. Like, I really do. With my little contrast method. And so I was like, I just want to do that again. Knock them out real fast. That'll be awesome. Out of Space Marines, they are only one of the acceptable options. Yeah, I for a brief moment I was thinking Ultramarines. And I don't think anybody would have a problem with me painting however I wanted to, but I feel like 30K Ultramarines are a lot more interesting than 40K Ultramarines. So I was like, well, if I'm going to get into them, I'd rather get into them with like the paint scheme and the era and the vibe that I like. So, yeah. Wolf, white drives me crazy to paint. Okay, so it's easier, in my opinion, with how I do it, if more of the model is white. So like, a thing being white on a model. Like so the Raven Guard have like white Aquillas and stuff. That can be a pain. But when the whole model's white, it actually gets way simpler. So what you do, at least how I do it, is I take Wraithbone Primer, prime them down. Then you take Apothecary White, the contrast paint, just blow it all over this thing, right? Just dump the bottle. That's a joke, but yes, heavy contrast layer of white, and that'll give you your nice white edges, and the recess is kind of creased out for you. Now here's the thing, contrast Apothecary White over Wraithbone. That color, whatever that color combination is a near dead-on match to Ulthuan Gray, which is a layer paint. So then you can go and clean up any of the big panels that might have smearing or smudging with Ulthuan Gray, and then you can take something as simple as Nuln Oil. I thin mine down, but you don't have to, and then just trace out the lines of the armor, and it looks great. Bonus points if you want to take it a notch higher by doing like a white scar highlight on the hard edges, because it's a little bit whiter than Ulthuan Gray. But I mean, I did my whole Stormcast army like that, and it was a dream, and it makes everything pop off of it, like all the different awards, achievements, battle damage, whatever. All right, let's get some wash on these boys. But yeah, that's how I tell everybody to do it. If I'm painting white like on a random object, then I'll actually start with Celestar Gray and then build up to Ulthuan Gray anyway. So it's just a quicker way to get to that point. Just painted up my Stormtroopers the other day and didn't use contrast. Never again. I'm using your method next time. Oh yeah, you're doing Stormtroopers? Same thing. Take care of all the white and then just go back in once you're done and pick out the parts with Black Templar. It'll look awesome. And then for any spots where you mess up, Ulthuan Gray, and then if you just do a white scar edge highlight, you'll be satisfied, I promise. I don't know why I turned into the Men's Warehouse guy. You're gonna love the way your Stormtroopers look. I guarantee it. You're gonna love Quail and the Rebellion of a bunch of farmer boys. I guarantee it. Yes, when I get compliments on my paint schemes, understand that the whole principle of how I come up with painting methods and achieve certain effects and colors, how can I do the least amount of work but makes it look like I put in the most amount of effort? Like, same rules as when I worked at a corporate office. Doug's Warehouse paint line now needs to exist. Legion is my guilty pleasure for models. I'm head over heels for the model. Oh yeah, I mean, what? And it's a great line to get excited about too. I love it. Happy to entertain everybody. I'm here all day. I would do a Doug's Paints brand. It's got to be, well, I was gonna say kind of like the Bob Ross paints where it's like his fro on there because I also have a bit of a fro, but mine's not like a fun, endearing Bob Ross style fro. I tend to look like Mugatu from Zoolander. Like for some reason my hair poofs out to the sides. Releasing Ewoks. Yes, they are. I've heard that. Yeah, they had Ewoks and also those like Wookiee flying vehicles that were in the movies for about 0.8 seconds. So I don't really know what the deal is with those guys, but they exist. I'm pretty sure that's what the design team said as well. I don't know what's going on there, but Magnum paints. Oh, we lost the Empire. What's up? What did I say that was confusing? The comparison picture of you and the llama is A+. Oh yeah, yes. Okay, so these guys need to dry. Got our old glasses. Oh, never mind. We'll use something else. Let's see. Just need to set them on something. I have a little fan down below the camera. So now, cool. Now they're gonna sit there and dry. Oh, I was surprised by the Ewoks, yeah. If Legion made Tusken Raiders, I'm going in. Oh, that'd be rad. Does anybody like... Whose mortal enemy are the Tusken Raiders? Anything Skywalker, fair enough. Man, okay, so it was either 1 or 2, but like the original Star Wars Battlefront games for PS2, I freaking loved those games because one of the missions that you could have was you're on Tatooine and like you could fight around a Sarlacc pit, which I just thought was the coolest freaking thing. Adding a small dash of squig orange to parts of these bases just to add a little bit of warmth. Skywalkers in general. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, let's see here. Hope for future books about Siege armies versus Cruel Boys. It's gonna be an epic plan of war. Yes. That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. I feel like Games Workshop used to be much more willing to give us awesome stories about Chaos Lords. Like, you remember when AOS first came out, the whole Call of Archaon series? I just thought that was just so rad. Not that it's all Stormcast now. I don't think that's true either, but I don't know. I feel like there's other stories to tell. Tusken Raider Sith Lord would be amazing. Battlefront 1 is on Steam for like $6. Nice. I might have to. I still play. I mean, right before I threw this stream on, I was playing. Playing the current one. Let's see. Orange is interesting. How are you doing your bases? I have not decided yet. If I'm totally honest with you. I just wanted some warmth on the ground. So I had one layer of bone color on these guys, and then I just went back over it with a little bit of squig orange. So we're putting that first bone color down on these boys. And that way everyone will nice and match. Will there be time for us to catch up on phase 1 if we didn't quite make the cutoff? Oh, sure, yeah. Just meet us at phase 2. I mean, it's, you know, there's no rules or a prize or anything. It's just an incentive. Sometimes people are motivated to paint when there's other people doing it, so that's all it was. But, like, if you get caught up to where we're at by the time I gather stuff for the second phase, yeah, I'll throw it in there. More about fighting gray plastic or resin, whatever. Doug, did you read or listen to the audiobook Hollow King? So I read a lot of things. Can you give me a brief synopsis, or actually I can look it up here. I'll probably know it by the cover art if I've read it or not. They all kind of blend together. Hollow King. No, I have not read that one yet. It is on my queue though, like my to read list. It's the new Kato. Yeah, no. I saw a Kato novel in my. I was like, Kato Kalin? Yes, that's the new character they brought out with Trekkie Flynn as well, I believe. I like the idea of doing these character novels. I just hope they keep making books for them. That's kind of been the issue with me getting into characters now, is like, they cut me deep with Korga Skull. They didn't follow up with him really at all. So far, it was really good. Sweet. I'll check it out. Right now, I'm listening to... it's a Horus Heresy short story collection. Chthoniya... something. It's the one that came out with when they brought out the Horus Heresy box where it's Sons of Horus versus Imperial Fists. So that's how I'm getting myself psyched up to paint half a Sons of Horus army in like half a week. Yeah, I gotta pump it. Gotta get stoked. It's almost dry. Almost there. Yeah, just about. I'm close to the end. So far, was good. Great characters. Okay, sweet. That's rad. Let me grab. Where's pure black? Let's get these bases did. Got some stuff here from Gamer's Grass they sent me. They have a whole bunch of cool alien ferns and stuff. I don't think they really go with this particular project, but I do want to do a video talking about them because I love their new plants that they've been doing. If you haven't seen these, they're basically, think of it as like cardstock, but because of the size and how much force would be applied to them, they're much more durable than they would sound. But basically you glue a tiny little dollop in the dead center and then you can bend the plants to look like whatever, and so you can make some really cool looking flora. But right now they are going to function as a place to put my models as they dry. And we're just really just waiting for those guys on bottom to dry so we can get back to painting the fun stuff. Anyone in the chat listening to the dwarf one that came out at the same time? Yeah, is anybody listening currently to the audiobook that had, is it Drecky Flynn? That's his name? Giving myself plenty of time. I'm going to be able to have time if I need to finish these guys up on a stream on Monday or Tuesday, but sliding in right before our deadline. But yeah, we're leaving tomorrow for Oklahoma City, and I'm excited. I won't have any free time to hang out with people, which is why I didn't really announce it, but I'm excited nonetheless. Really enjoying relaxing tunes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I actually it should be linked in the description, but I made a playlist that I listen to whenever I do painting, just because it's a very zen. I let my brain just kind of process things as I'm painting. Yeah, it's really nice. So, if interested, it's in the description. It's just a Spotify playlist, nothing special. I used to do these like free use. Google has a channel where they have like free use music and you can use it in your videos. But the thing is, I think creators keep taking their songs out of it because I keep getting like these messages like this song is no longer available, and so they essentially demonetize any videos that have those songs. And so I was like, well, if I can't monetize with ads anyway, what's the point? And so I just decided to play my own fun music. I was like, yay. People can still donate though, that's cool. Sweet. Man, they are coming along. They look great. Just finished it. I loved it. Nice. If you like dwarves, pirates, and magic. Well, that's the trifecta, isn't it? Okay, let's grab. Do a little bit brighter of an orange than that. Big old scoop. And I'm going to be working in some very, very thin layers, so I mean it's very sugar. Aaron, oh, thank you so much. Taiwanese live streams. It's hard in Australia. Thanks so much for fostering such a positive and inclusive community. Oh, absolutely. It is my absolute pleasure and joy. Thank you so much. I recently was hanging out with a friend who is also a content creator. Nothing with Warhammer though, they do their own thing with art. And they were lamenting how toxic some people can be in their fan base. And I was like, do you ever have that trouble? And I was like, no man, I have the best people. All the cool people come hang out with me and my channel. This is Halloween. May have gone a little too far with that shield, but I like it. Dude's a baller. Aaron, as the last person to throw something in the tip jar, is there anything special you would like to chat about? That goes for all of our previous, anyone who donated before, you always get to choose the comment or the next conversation topic. Hey Doug, got a small business related question if that's all right. Go for it. When you started out, how did you manage a full-time, quote, regular job while also starting your own thing? Well, it helps that my significant other had a hobby where she just needs time to go places and write. Like, I could have I don't have kids, first of all. Let's just carve that out. But then, like, she would go, oh, I need to go to a coffee shop so I can, write a little bit this weekend. And I would say, okay. And so I would just bring my little laptop along, and I would write notes for videos at that point or something, and just make the use of my time there. I would have set days with her where I would come home and, like, my goal was to record these 2 videos, and then I would be done and spend time with family. And then the next, work session's goal was I'm going to edit them and turn them into actual videos rather than just monologues. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't easy. Like, the unfair advantage I have is no kids. I don't know about you, but there's plenty of small business owners who start brewing a pot of coffee at 6, put the kids down at 8, and then they're just working until as late as they can. I never really did much of crunch period like that, but plenty of folks do. Aaron, do you have a favorite lore spotlight from Bellum? Ooh. That is a good question. Let me think about the lore spotlights that I've seen. It's more of a comical one. I really do like their lore for the whatever the cheapest clones are, or drones rather, for the Spire, because they just talk about them like they're garbage. They're just like, these pieces of crap. They're disposable living weapons, and you're like, oh, that's crappy. It's just, the whole article I felt was dripping with, like, look at these poor putrid pieces of crap. What else? What's another good one? Let me pull up the page just because I want to see what the more recent ones have been. Let's see, the world. It's not a particular lore blurb, but I love the way that they made their dwarves unique. If you go to the Decal main page on the Bellum website, there's just... I like that they didn't try to beat around the bush and be like, yes, these are dwarves, right? We're not making you say a new word like Dwarden, right? Where it's just a retread of the same word. Whereas Bellum's like, no, these are dwarves, but there's a difference between a dwarf and a Decal, and it's the difference between autonomy and slavery. And it's like, oh, snap. Well, now I want to call them what they're actually called, because the alternative is dark and mean. I love the Fate of Magenta story where the Pharaohmancer notices a cult or rebellion growing amongst the drones. Yes. Yep. Hey, man, really? I think of that particular Pharaohmancer as being like the babysitter from The Incredibles, when they get all the messages at the end. There's some really weird things happening. Ignore, click. For this one, we're just grabbing these raised little rivets rather. Cool. Ooh, we're cranking along with these guys, man. Now, what do we need to pick out? Highlight some of the browns. Yes. We have cranked through these guys. What is it? We're an hour and 17 in. We're doing highlights. I think I should be able to get to a point where the only thing left to do at the end of the stream is the basing, but like I said, we're doing that all together, so that's fine. And I left kind of their base outfit elements brown like the primer, just so I really wouldn't have to worry about them and fuss that much. Just picking out the bigger folds here. Brown, oddly enough, is one of my least favorite colors to paint. Mainly because I think I tend to make the highlights a bit too much. I think garish is the word that people use in the UK a lot. Alright fam, I need a name for my guy. Now, we had a viewer who came up with Bertrand Blank, Lord Protector of the Sea-Watch Keep. I like that. The only thing is he threw out a last name that I didn't care for. I don't remember why or what it was. But I'm open for thoughts. Anyone have a good fantasy sounding last name for our noble lord here? Gonna like way the heck water this down. Let's see how thin we can get this. Bertrand Bell. It's a character from Critical Role, though. No, I don't want to steal anything like that. That's a good idea, though. Bertrand de la Fontaine. I love it. De la Fontaine. Or de la Font. Okay. I kind of like... I like De La Font or Fontaine as a last name. De La Fontaine sounds like too many syllables, but I like where your head went. Either one of those sound particularly... Bertrand de la Font or de la Fontaine or Fontaine. Now I'm just feel like I'm. It is Bertrand Blank, Lord Protector of the Sea Watch Keep. And I will make myself do a terrible French accent every time I approach the table. Like one of those embarrassing ones. Ho ho! 'Tis I, Bertrand de la Font. They're going to be like, I'm going to play against someone who's actually from France. And they're going to be like, you're actively offending me, sir. Ho ho! La mer in French is the sea. Bertrand de la Mer. I do dig it. That does sound nice. Let's do an all in favor vote. What does everyone think? Bertrand de la Mer. If you want full fantasy, you can play with ocean themes like Star Sea in French or something. Oh, yeah. That's fair. Like most things, that sounds like a lot of work. Star Sea is roughly mer d'étoiles. I always use the website fantasy name generators for this. Yeah. I'm going to be dubious of anything with toilet in the name because I'm going to be like, what's this guy? The Knight of the Bathroom. Okay, I think we're actually about good for some decals. Let's do it. Sweet. Okay, always got to pick 4 of these bad boys out. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options and 4 guys. So here we get to choose. We have a cow, which we got to have the cow. It's the idea. The bull, if you are a New Vegas fan. And the fight between the bull and the bear. There's a pig up here. I want the pig's head. There is a lion. I'll take the lion. And then there's this really weird, like, witch head looking thing that was on one of my other green soldiers. I'm going to take that and put it on our orange guy. Bertrand du Fromage. Yes, exactly. You seem like Bertrand de la Font. I do because it sounds pretentious. But I can't tell if that's just me because I want to cosplay as a douchebag every time I go to an event and meet people in real life. Be like, wow, your shows are so nice. My wife and I love listening to your show. And then you meet me in real life and I'm like, girls can't be Space Marines. Yeah, his name's Bertrand de la Font. You wouldn't understand. It's a highly complex French-based dialect. I only made it for smarty big pants people like myself. I don't blame you on the bathroom thing. Might be pronounced toi. Yes, I believe it is. I believe it is. I don't think it's the same. All I know about the word toilet is like it's based off of a French thing, but I know that it's a very different actual definition. So cosplay as a douchebag. Yeah, it's all I do. Walk up to a table. Somebody smell that in the air. Smells like I'm getting some victory points tonight. And then I set up my bone splitters on the table and they kind of just look at me like, what's that super cool army from the Reagan era I've never seen before? Well, you'll find out as you're scraping the bottom tables. Hey-o. That's not true. If you meet me in real life, I'm a very nice person. I'm mainly just suffering with social anxiety. And the way that I compensate is by trying to make people smile and laugh. As is the custom of a millennial. What's that? This is awkward? I have an idea. This is the way. Hey Doug, just joined in. How's it going? It's Gavin King. It is going well. Just applying some transfers to some duders. That's right. Okay. I keep thinking it looks a little off, but it's perfectly straight with that. We have the boring blue piggy guy. And last one, what I hope will be one of the cooler ones, the bull's head being split to black and blue. Very nice. Okay, now those are exceptionally delicate, as I learned last time I did this, because they need time to dry. And probably about 2 or 3 coats of, Doug, any chance you can show us how you do decals? I suck at it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got an extra one here. Let's do this. Everybody, free decal lesson day. We're gonna pick a number 3 here because why not? These are from a different company, but they work exactly the same as Games Workshop ones. What's something we can number? Got a model around here somewhere. Okay, so here's what you do. I'll get to that. I just saw I'm missing a bunch of things. So Wolf, here's what you do, okay? So we had our model. What you're gonna do is cut the icon out of the transfer. Leave the paper on the back though, you're not worried about peeling it up. So in this case we have our, if we're looking for one number 3, I would cut it to where it looks just like this. You got the paper on the back and everything, you're good to go. If it's a GW one and they don't cut around the icon themselves, just cut as close as you can without touching it. Then you get a little pool of water. I say pool, I just literally take like 6 dabs of water from my paintbrush like this, and then you lay the transfer on top. You're going to give it about 60 seconds for it to fully moisten, I guess. I hate that word, but what that it's doing sitting there on top is it's separating the decal from the paper a bit. Then you take something sharp, poke it, pick it up. So now you got the paper and the decal. Come to your model. You can slide it right off if you want, or you can add a dip of water. That sometimes helps the transfer. And with that, you just take that little penknife end and you just slide the transfer onto the model and then leave it alone. It has to sit for like an hour to fully evaporate all that water. Then, now you got a decal that'll flake right off on your model. I highly recommend going over with varnish, but also this stuff is cool. You can get this at pretty much any hobby store. It's called Solvaset Decal Setting Solutions. What this does is it sort of melts the think of it as like melting the decal, but leaving the ink unharmed. So like when this is dry, I'm going to put Solvaset on here, and it's going to basically melt the clear parts of the decal and freeze that bullhead in place, locked in amber. And so getting the decal on there is just a matter of getting the decal wet, sliding it on, good to go. Then the solver is where it really like locks in to its position. What else? I mean, and that's it for like shields, where it's very simple, right? It's a big straight flat surface. It gets a little more complicated when it's something like, say, a Space Marine shoulder pad. And if it's on a curved surface, I would just recommend you do the exact same thing, except put a tiny little notch or slit along the plastic of the clear part of the transfer, so that as it's being applied, it can like fold over and make that curved surface. I got this thing about talking to people who stream and stuff. Low-key terrified of them, almost more so than celebrities from Hollywood, because what if I come across bad and they hate me? No. It's nothing like that. Hey Doug, do you have a preference for the size of game table you play on? I've noticed that the recent General's Handbook are now focusing on smaller tables. Yeah. My general opinion is the smaller the better, because these games take up way too much space. Like, that's why I love Warcry. It plays on the tabletop. Like a coffee tabletop, rather. And for my last trick, I'm just going to throw some texturing onto these bad boys. So I'll open it there. Wolf, does that help at all? I can actually do a detailed video if you'd like. I just, when I do my Horus Heresy stuff here pretty soon, I'll have lots of decals to be applying, so I will definitely just record some crap of that. Nice. Well, buddy, you're not going to get me to hate me. I can't speak for Kevin James, but... He's up there on my list of actors where I'm like, man, please don't turn out to be crappy. I don't think he's had an amazing career, but he's been in long enough that it's like, man, don't ruin Not that he's done anything that I know of. If you know, let me know. But right now, Mr. Rogers is the last good thing on the planet. Those shields are looking fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, I already got some all done, and they have just been a joy to paint. I was really dragging my feet on this project for some reason, like there was just this mental block. I don't know if you guys ever get this, where sitting down to find the decals that I wanted and ordering them, just, I don't know. It seemed like it was going to be a big project, and the second I got them in, I was like, oh, I just instantly have a unit done because I just enjoyed painting them. So these guys are just about done, man. We still got some basing and stuff to do, but unfortunately all of that has to wait because I can't touch these guys until they're done. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off the stream and start preparing for my weekend. My weekend at a romance writers convention, and I'm very excited about it. I hope you guys follow me along on Twitter and stuff. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will catch you next time. Happy wargaming.